What's up guys, welcome to John's Daily Hustle. So today I'm going to show you guys everything wrong with my free zero turn that I got. Alright, so I didn't touch base on how I got this. So this used to be a family member's of mine. I won't say specifically whose it was, but this used to be a family member's of mine. And they had it for a long time. I mean, it's a 2013 model and they bought it brand new in the end of 2012, I guess it was. So they bought it brand new then, and they neglected to take care of it. So they got tired of dealing with all the little things that were wrong with it, and it's getting older and it's a smaller mower, and it was being shared between 3 different families of my family, if that makes sense. So there was a lot of grass being cut, and 2 of them were larger sized properties that were being cut. So that family member decided it was time to upgrade, and they already knew that I had to bid for the apartment complex. So they were like, hey, since John's doing lawn care and he needs a bigger mower, we'll give him this one. So I was happy about it. Of course, it was free. You know the saying, if it's free, it's for me. Until it got here, and the person that delivered it to me started explaining some of the things that were wrong with it. But the person that was explaining the things wrong with it isn't very mechanically inclined, and is the kind of person that if something's broke, he's just going to pay somebody to fix it instead of figuring it out himself. So as you can imagine, what he was telling me, everything wrong with it was way worse. So let's get into it. Well, for starters, there's no parking brake on it. So when I get off this baby, if it's on any kind of incline, bye-bye, she just starts rolling away. That was part of one of the things they said was wrong with it. You see this right here? There's supposed to be a deal connected to it, like an arm, that actually reaches up and goes back up here to a box. There's one on this side too. And that engages the parking brake. So they told me that the problem was when they were mowing, all of a sudden it would just lock up on them and it would stop. He said it was the parking brake. It just kept locking in. So they disconnected it and took the arms off. He gave me the arms, kind of explained what was wrong with it, but that was it. So they just ran with no parking brake for a while. Now that's not that big of a deal to me. It can still be ran without a parking brake. I just won't park on hills. And loading it on the trailer is a little bit of a pain because if I'm on any bit of incline, of course, it starts rolling off from me. But again, you get what you get. I mean, it was a free mower, so I can deal with no parking brake, right? So since we're in the back here, he also told me that there was an exhaust leak. So he said it was up in there by where it actually mounts to the engine. If you guys can picture the exhaust, the manifold part of it, I guess you can say, there's a flat spot like this, and there's 2 bolts that go into it that mount it to the block, and that's where the exhaust comes out. Well, he had said that there was an exhaust leak because it was bent, so it was like that. So the air was leaking out right around here. Well, later to find out that this is actually the absolute wrong exhaust for this motor that they installed wrong. So you guys can imagine these motors with an exhaust leak, you're going to lose a lot of power. So we won't go there. We'll leave that for another topic. But anyways, you guys can see right here where it's been cut and welded. Because I got this in the beginning, obviously I didn't have money because this was I think $140 to buy a new exhaust. It wasn't that big of a deal to me at the time. So my brother-in-law's a welder. We actually ended up cutting a piece and welding it on. And we ended up actually re-welding that part on, so now it sits flat to get rid of that exhaust leak. It was definitely a pain in the ass, and it was definitely loud. You didn't want to be driving this without some kind of ear protection because that would hurt your ears pretty bad. Now, let's talk about the deck and everything that's wrong with that. You guys see it on how shiny it is, and you know all these pulleys are brand new, right? Well, that's because I had to rebuild the deck. So let me explain that. So for starters, one of the first times we were mowing our commercial properties, as you can see, the belt ended up breaking on us. At the time we thought that was the right belt, but when you look, it's completely wrong. It's way too big for this. That's the right belt that's installed on it. This one's not. They got this belt, well, the person that installed this got this belt cheaper from some knockoff parts store in the area here, and they just made it fit. It just so happened to fit, but it caused a lot of problems. Because it was tighter, it's bigger, it put a lot more pressure on the spindles and everything, which in turn did this. All that extra pressure actually ended up bending this shaft that goes all the way down. If you guys can picture this, you guys know what a shaft looks like. I mean, it goes all the way down to the blades in the mower, which in turn, because it bent it, it caused the pulley both and the blade to wobble like this, which really started doing some damage. So it ended up wearing the bearing out around that pulley, or actually around the spindle itself, sorry, which also ended up shredding the next belt that replaced that one. So we went through 2 belts very quickly, And then it also ended up doing damage to the next pulley. So on top of that, I ended up, as you can see, I ended up repainting it. I took the deck off, completely rebuilt the deck. All brand new spindles, all brand new pulleys, all brand new shafts. So I figured after I got the deck rebuilt, it would probably run a lot better. Well, there were several other problems, so let me get into it. These are a lot more catastrophic in my opinion. Well, at least one of them is anyway. So let's talk about maintenance on these. You know, you need to change the oil, change the spark plugs, change the air filter, right? There's like the three main things that just easy and you should always do. Well, the spark plugs probably never been changed. They were almost fouling out. I mean, they were just pure black from all the carbon buildup because of how old they were. And as you guys may remember from the last video, this does not have a canister air filter. It's got one of those just residential air filters. Well, that was all worn out. It was disintegrating and it was completely dirty. I mean, it was clogged. I mean, I couldn't believe how bad it was when I got it. That had probably never been changed or cleaned. Well, that last thing on that list there I said was changing the oil. Well, when it was time to change the oil, because I knew, you know, it had probably never been done based on the way it was looking, I changed it. And not only did it take me 3 different oil changes to change to get it out, because it was sludge. It had been left in there for so long and was so old and probably never changed. Not only was the oil level not right when I got it, it was sludge. It was thick. I had to actually start it up and warm it. First of all, I had to add oil to it to make it the right level. I started it up to warm it up, drained it out. The oil I added drained out nicely. It drained out a little bit of the sludge because it was mixing in. I had to do that 2 more times. I had to mix more oil in, start it up, warm it, and drain it out to get all the sludge out. And then the oil filter, oh, it was so bad, I was pissed. I don't even think it was the right oil filter. It was way too big for this mower, which is probably part of the reason why the oil level was down. Well, as you guys can think, running sludge, running bad oil, and not the right oil level causes some severe damage to motors, which we'll get into that in a later video, probably coming pretty soon. Because we had some catastrophic failure with, you know, a specific part right in this area here, not long after that. So I had to replace the hydro fluid reservoir here, or expansion tank, whatever you want to call it, because the original one was actually cracked. It was cracked all right here. And not only was it cracked, the way they fixed it, they put like that JB Weld stuff, or whatever it was, like the plastic weld patch over it, and obviously it didn't hold. So it would leak a little bit of hydro fluid, and it also caused the hydro fluid that was in it to get contaminated and dirty. So God knows how much that went through, if it actually got through the filters and made it to the hydro pumps, I don't know. But anyways, luckily I changed that oil pretty quickly, or the hydro fluid pretty quickly anyway, so I'm hoping we caught it and saved the hydro gears. They don't seem to be anything wrong with them, so I think I may have dodged a bullet on that. After I changed the oil right and got all that going, also because I got this with 490 hours on it, I changed the hydro oil on it because, you know, it had to be done at 500 hours, I believe, so I went ahead and changed it. So between all of that and everything that was done, I believe I was just shy of $1,000 is what I've spent on this mower. So $1,000 for a free mower, I mean, it's still pretty good. I guess it's not free now after I spent $1,000. So $1,000 for a zero-turn mower. That's right around, you know, maybe a little less than what they go for here in this area for a residential mower. So for $1,000 so far, it was a pretty good mower to start with. And I got a lot of mowing done with it, especially at the apartment complex, which you guys will see. I believe there'll be one video actually showing this run at the apartment complex. And then we had the catastrophic failure. So as you guys can imagine, it caused a lot of headaches in the beginning because it wasn't running right. And as you guys know, I was on a budget, of course, so I got it for free, I got all my stuff on the low budget, and I'm still working my day job, so I would go work my day job. All the money that I put into this business had to come from this business. That was something I was very adamant about in the beginning, whatever I just tried to say there, adamant about in the beginning. It had to come from this business. So whatever money I was making at that point was just going right back into the business, fixing stuff, repairing stuff, and that was the part that was frustrating to me because I was trying to buy more equipment, but I kept having to keep up with more equipment in terms of repairs, keeping it going. You guys know between the zero turn here and then I have my walk behind here that kept causing all kinds of problems for me. I had to keep up with the stuff, so that was a little frustrating in the beginning, and it was just one thing after another. So I want to hear from you guys. Did I get a good deal on this, do you think? You know, I'm right at $1,000, might be a little less, might be a little more, and still got this for free. Do you guys think it's worth $1,000 or the headache that I had to do? In my opinion, it is, because I still made a lot of money and I was still able to expand my business because of this mower. So in the long term, I think it was worth it. It just might not have been worth it up here. You know, the stress that I was causing in my head and just everything that was going on in my head thinking about it, on, you know, what it's causing, how much it's causing me to fix and everything. So I also want to hear you guys comment below what you think catastrophic failure we had with this mower. As you guys seen, I pointed into a certain direction of where it may have happened at, what part possibly gave loose. So comment below what you guys think actually happened to it. And that probably won't be the next video, but maybe 2 or 3 videos from now, you guys are actually going to see me doing some mowing. I'll do a review of it, and then you guys will see me mow my big apartment complex with it. And then I will reveal what happened to it and how bad it was. So, and then you guys will get to see, probably before then, I'm going to reveal, whatever you say, however you say it. I can't talk today. I'm going to reveal or show you guys the next mower that I've got sitting right, nope, you guys aren't ready for it yet, sitting right here that I had to buy because of this mower. So, as I keep saying in some of my videos, my big apartment complex, I'm going to keep saying apartment complex because it's my biggest customer I have, has drainage ditches with some angles, some pretty steep angles on it. Well, we'll get into that in a later video, but as you guys probably can tell, this mower is not good at doing that, so I had to buy something for that. So that video will be coming. I'll show you guys what I got. I'll tell you how much I got for it. And there'll be a whole series of videos coming on that mower. And then, you know, like I said, things are going to be going very fast because there's another mower sitting right over there in front of the mower that you guys are going to see. So that one I'm really excited to show you guys because I know you guys are really going to like that. But anyways, we're getting there, so bear with me. Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss those. So, like I said, bear with me. I'm trying to get you caught up to where I'm at. I have a lot of videos. Right now, as you guys are watching this video, I probably have a dozen videos already uploaded to YouTube that are private. So, like I said, I promise you guys, content, you guys are going to start liking it. It's going to start getting a lot better. Like I always keep saying, I just wanted to bring you along on the journey on what I've had to deal with. So maybe this struggles that I've had will help somebody along the way that might be in the same boat as me, just starting out. And, you know, all you more experienced guys, maybe you guys will enjoy watching me grow and seeing what I've went through. So anyways, I really, really appreciate all the support everyone has given me. And I really appreciate all the thumbs up, all the comments, everything I'm getting. I read everyone. Like I said, I talk to everyone. I really, really appreciate it. So be sure you subscribe if you haven't already, because the next couple of videos, I'm telling you guys are really going to start to like. So anyways, as I always say, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.